I was watching the news the other night and I saw this story about this lady and her family. She and her family absolutely loved Amazon Echo, the smart speakers. So she went out and she put one in every single room in her house. She spent thousands of dollars to buy all the accessories, the thermostat control, the light control, music controls. They decked out their house with voice recognition and voice control. And one day they get a phone call from one of their employees because they own this company. And the employee says, hey, I got an email or a series of emails with a bunch of voice recording attachments. Some of them were of you guys having sex. Some of them were of you talking sexually explicit. Some of them were of you speaking about the company. Some of them were of you guys talking about the employees and which ones you should fire. And I'm not the only one who received these voice recordings. Every employee did. You can imagine their shock about, well, where did this come from? How did you get these conversations? What? I don't understand. Well, come to find out, it was the recordings that Amazon Echo records. Amazon Echo sent private conversations that they had in their own house to their contacts lists, and those contacts lists contained all of their current employees. So you can imagine the uproar that happened when the employees heard about who was going to be fired and who wasn't going to be fired, and what the plans are for the company, its future, their current financial situation, and their boss and his wife having sex. You gotta love technology. You gotta love the sacrifices that we make as a society just to, now understand this, you give up all your privacy for using one of these smart speakers. They record everything you do 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And they store all this information forever. They can build up a profile about you. It's their data. It's not yours. It's just like your phone. Now you use this technology. You pay this company. You purchase their hardware to use it. Then you have to sign an agreement to allow them to use your data any way they see fit. So that smartphone that you paid $1,000 for, and you're paying anywhere from $30 to $150, $250 a month to use, all your data, they're recording every place you go. They're recording every email. They're recording every text. They're recording every voice conversation. Everything that happens on that phone is their data, even though it's your life. And what are they using it for? They're using it to build a profile about you. They want to understand you better. Why? So they can help sell you on other people's merchandise. Now, that would all be fine and good if that's the only thing this data could ever be used for. Just selling you things. The problem is that's not the way this world works. It's one thing that you're paying them for the right for them to invade every aspect of your life. You literally paid for a product to spy on you. That's how stupid we are as a society. Outright idiots. You're paying them to use their technology, and then you're allowing them to do even more, basically turn you into an employee, an uncompensated employee. What if your employer said, hey, I'll give you this job, but you have to pay me $30,000 a year. And while you're here, you're going to work for me also. You're going to do a job for me. But hey, you'll get to use this really cool technology. That's exactly what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing. But instead of $30,000 a year, you're spending a couple grand a year. Sounds kind of fucking stupid, doesn't it? It does to me. Now here's where the really insidious shit comes in. You have a company in your phone company that's building up a profile of you. And they also build up a profile of you inside your home. In a few years, they know you better than you know yourself. They've literally built a virtual you. They know your schedule. They know when you get up in the morning. They know when you go to work. They know when you come home. They know what you cook. They know when you cook it because they control your shopping lists. Oh yeah, that's right. When you use Google's shopping list cart, that's more information you're giving Google about yourself. Everything that you use of Google, you're giving them more information about you. Now, what happens if one day, and don't say, oh no, it can never happen, you're just being psycho. Well, I hate to tell you, dictators have already risen in this world and they have set the fucking world on fire before. And if you don't think it's going to happen again, you are in fucking sane. It's going to happen again. Only this time, they are going to have the power to make sure that their reign lasts forever. Why? Because all they have to do is turn to two companies or a couple companies and say, hey, I want all these profiles. I want to put a search on these profiles. I want to know if people are acting differently than they normally do. Because if they're acting differently, maybe they're doing sedition. Maybe they don't like my rule. Maybe they don't like what I'm doing. So we'll send some police to them. Here in the United States, the Patriot Act that allows them to take a U.S. citizen away, just classify them as an enemy combatant, no questions asked, no trial, no nothing, no representation. You just go away forever. And somebody is going to use this technology to control the world one day. You mark my words. You people are freaking sheep. You have to wake up and stop allowing this shit to happen. If they want your data, they have to fucking pay you monthly. Now it should be where you automatically opt out of it and they can't take your data. You know, we need safeguards put in to stop decades of collections to where they know you better than you know yourself. Where they know what's going on at any given moment in time in your life. I mean, this is sick, people. You're chaining yourselves. You're enslaving yourselves. This is beyond idiocracy. This is ignorance to the nth degree. We need to first stand up as a society, as a people, and say, look, we're not going to put up with this. We're not going to put up with face recognition cameras all over the entire United States. We're not going to put up with you knowing where we are at any given moment in time. We're not going to put up with you recording our private lives inside our own homes. We have to stop this by not using their products, number one. Number two, we need to push our representatives in government to pass legislation to protect us from predatory practices like this. We need to stop this. We need to contact our media outlets, ABC, NBC, CNN, you know, all the people that get paid by these giant companies to sell ads also. We need to tell them to stop being bitches of big business and start doing their job and looking out for the consumer, looking out for the United States of America, looking out for the world. Stop putting profits ahead of humanity. We need to stop this. Ever since the news became infotainment and it quit being news, this sort of predatory behavior from companies, from governments, it's just skyrocketed. We need to stop this shit now. Contact these media agencies. Tell them, look, we want real news. We want real investigative reporting. We want real consumer protection. We don't want you to be bitches of these large corporations. We don't want you selling us on their technology to help enslave us. Stop allowing the media outlets to divide us and distract us with identity politics. All these shameful things that they keep pushing up in front of us. Race is the worst it's ever been. Women inequality is the worst it's ever been. Gays have no rights whatsoever. You know what? Seriously, before Obama, I would have personally never thought that this country was that bad. I thought that, you know, equal rights for women was already here. I thought their black and white relations were on par. Everything was going really well. I thought that companies hired people simply based out of merit and not out of race. You know, if you own a company, you hire somebody to do a job that's going to help you make money. End of story. You know, there's a lot of issues in the world, but it's nowhere near as bad as what these people are making it out to be. And that's exactly what's going on. They're making it out to be. They are distracting you from the real issues in this world. They are distracting you from seeing the real truth of your existence. Because if you saw the real truth of your existence, everything would change. And that means they would lose control. Wake up, sheeple. And remember, if you like this, please click subscribe and click on notifications so you don't miss future videos. If you really, really like this, help support our efforts through the Maker Support or Patreon links below.